What up? This is Robert Horry.
Horry, three-pointer. Buries it!
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
Let's call it episode 199. One shy of the big 200, which we will celebrate in some form or fashion next week. Who knows? It's the Big Shot Bob podcast. That's B-Dog Brandon Harper. My name's Robert Jenners. That is seven-time NBA champion Robert Horry. Where are you? You're always on the road.
I'm in Austin, Texas, baby.
Austin, Texas. What the hell are you doing in Austin, Texas, baby?
Hook 'em horns.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no. I'm here. Tonight I have Texas Longhorn versus the University of Alabama.
That's right. You're calling your games. I forgot you're calling your games for competition.
That's all the more reason why you should have put them hook 'em horns down. That's all the more reason.
That's all we need is Alabama catching.
I'm in Austin. I have to represent, man. You know, these Longhorn fans, they get upset when you put them horns down, man. So I ain't touching that.
Oh, no, you got to put the horns down. You just ain't got to put them up.
Well, we don't have anything with roll ties, so, so.
There you go. You just coined it.
Hey, you rep roll tide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I guess you said you're working Wednesday night, tomorrow night, correct? The Lakers game?
Correct.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So what did you think? Luka made his debut last night. A good game overall. I thought they played pretty well. You beat the Jazz, which, you don't throw a parade for because the Jazz have won like 9 games this year. But, overall, they went all out for him. All the 77s and the yellow jerseys all over the whole arena. And you knew they were gonna. do it big for his debut.
But it had to, try to make him feel at home because you can still tell that he's a little upset. I don't know if he's upset about the money. He's upset about, being on a new team. But it's just weird that it didn't even look right, man. I'm like, is this a all-star game? I'm still holding judgment until they play some competition because I think the three of us could have got buckets on the Utah Jazz last night.
You're not wrong.
But take this into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
Lakers don't won 6 straight. And I think, 9 of their last 10 or 11?
I think that's right, yeah.
So
sitting at the 4
there's been
seed
some
right
competition.
Now. Yeah.
There's been some competition in there. It just so happens that Luka's first game happened to be against the Utah Scrubs.
No, I'm talking about how Luka fits in with a team when you have some competition because, the Lakers have been playing very, very well, especially LeBron and Austin Reeves. But I'm just, when push comes to shove and all of a sudden you revert back to what you do best and you kind of ignore other guys, even because you watched the game, Luka was very intent on trying to pass the ball. He didn't, if you notice, he didn't come down the court many times with the ball. He let LeBron bring it up or AR. He just ran to that left corner and kind of just stood there like, okay, what do I do? But then you can see old Luka starting to develop in the second half where he went to the post, doing some things like that. So I'm just waiting to see them put it together against some competition.
Yeah, it almost looked like, throughout, obviously, his first game in the Laker jersey, most of that was just a fill-out process. Even though you heard LeBron at the beginning of the game when they huddled up, he said, "Luka, don't try to fit in. You fit out. You do your thing." Now,
that's not what he said.
Well, I ain't want to use all the words.
We got plenty of language coming up later in the show. I promise.
Yeah, I know. I almost went to use it, but I said, you never know. My mama might decide to pop in and listen to this one day. But basically, in fewer words, he wanted him to be him.
Yeah.
So it's really up to LeBron. He's the guy that has to really make Luka comfortable, make Luka feel like home. Make Luka feel like he's at home because as of right now, and at least maybe for the foreseeable future, this is his home. And the Laker organization need to do everything because he can only sign at least at the most a 4-year deal. And he may only do a 3 because it may be more beneficial for him down the line before he can get to the Supermax again. So you need to do everything you possibly can to make sure Luka loves being in LA.
Yeah, really. You're right, though. It did have a little bit of an all-star game kind of vibe to it, didn't it? It's just a couple times seeing him throw those cross-court passes to LeBron that I was like, okay, this almost feels like he's goofing off a little bit. But like you said, it's going to take time for them all to kind of fit in step. There's probably a lot of uncomfortableness still just based on the situation of the trade. You got these clowns outside the Mavericks game doing this.
Bring Luka home! Bring Luka home! Bring Luka home! Bring Luka home! Bring Luka home!
And they're carrying caskets around outside. Apparently Nico's getting death threats. Like, it is ugly, ugly, ugly. And you wonder how much of that kind of transfers onto his mindset while he's trying to get on the court with a new team, with one of the greatest players that ever played the game, and try and find a way to fit in. And then in the back of your mind, you got that kind of crap going on in Dallas.
Yeah, it's just bad because, I understand how the fans feel, but when you cross the line with death threats and crap like that, I want you to put yourself in that position where if you and at your job and you do something wrong and all of a sudden everybody start giving you death threats, you wouldn't like it. So it's just sometimes people can be idiots. So hopefully they can win some games, and I know they're never gonna forget about Luka, but win some games and get off Nico's back.
Yeah, they take stuff too seriously. Yeah. And like I know,
well, all sports fans do, right? That's our MO.
Well, fan is short for fanatic. So, but at the same time, I understand how important sports are. We all work in the sports industry. Rob, you literally laced them up and played for years.
Yeah.
So we all, to a certain degree, understand how fans can be, because we're all fans to a degree as well. But I think, man, you got to be a deranged individual. There's really got to be a couple of crayons missing from your box and a couple of knives, forks, and spoons missing from your drawer. To sit up there and want to write, type, or fix up a death threat to somebody over the fact that they made a trade in sports. It's ridiculous. Are you serious?
But I mean, this happens all the time, right?
It does. It does.
It's not, and I wish that it was like the exception to the rule, and it never is. It's always the this is how it's going to go. Your favorite player gets traded, and immediately fan reaction sucks. I give credit to the guys that built a casket and carried a casket out to the Mavericks game. Like, that's dedication, at least. But yeah, you're a crazy person. You're a crazy person to threaten a general manager's life or build a casket to bring it to a game. Like, that's nonsense. It's beyond it's not going to change anything. That's the other thing. Nothing's going to change. It is what it is. You want to protest and say your piece? Fine. This is what it is. He ain't coming back. It's a done deal. You got to move on with your life, y'all.
And have you heard all the conspiracy theories about why Luka was traded outside of the ones that obviously the insiders have talked about? Have y'all heard like the one conspiracy theory as to why he was traded?
I've heard multiple. Yeah.
So, the new owner made most of her wealth out in Vegas.
Oh, the gambling thing. Yeah, I've heard this.
The gambling casino. So a lot of people are trying to say that may have been a big Now, I'm not one to always put on my tinfoil hat. I don't even think I have one of those. But I wouldn't be surprised if that made a little bit of sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because billionaires, they look at it from the standpoint as long as the outcome is income. And she knows that she wants to build a new arena on a casino in Dallas, which is going to make her even more money. Billionaires always say, what's my next billion is always the most important. So that's going to bring her more money. She don't care about whether Luka is in a Mavericks jersey or not. I guarantee you she doesn't. She cares about, what? As long as them checks start looking like 9 and 10 figures the way that I'm used to, that's what I want, whether Luka's here or not. So I could believe that.
Yeah, I could believe it too, because the new arena, then she was like, oh, don't be surprised if you don't get that new arena. I'm in Vegas, baby.
Yep.
The Vegas Mavericks.
That don't even sound right.
It doesn't even sound right. And it's hard for me to believe that the NBA would let a franchise leave a city like Dallas.
Yeah. Too much history. I mean? Way too much history. Yeah,
there's something about the size of the market, the history of the market, and everything that Cuban poured into building that franchise there and everything that the community rallies around with that team that I feel like I don't give a shit what your plan is. I don't care if you're doing the Cleveland Indians from Major League and you're trying to tank as hard as you can to get the hell out of Cleveland. It's in Cleveland that can work. In Dallas, that doesn't work, man.
And when you have and because Dallas, like you said, is such a large city and it has the other two sports, you don't have many big cities like that only have one of the big three or two of the big three. Most of the cities have all three.
Yeah.
And to be one of those cities,
if you're counting hockey. I mean,
the
Dallas Stars are still a damn good team. So,
so to have that large of a city not have its basketball
team. Well, technically, there's only 3 good teams there.
What's you talking about?
You shitting on the Cowboys again? Rob, just the opportunity to throw dirt on the Cowboys for no good reason.
But they're also the most valuable sports team in all the world.
It's so true. Yeah.
So from a money standpoint, they're the Cowboys.
Well, I think conflating the whole problem that we have with the trade and the way the trade went down and all this stuff. Now, I've heard, Harper, I'm 100% with you. I've heard all those conspiracies. I've heard the gambling. We've talked extensively about the whole, Luka was out of shape, and that's why they decided to move him because he wasn't conditioning. It all feels shifty and shady. I think the worst thing that has come of this, though, was Anthony Davis getting hurt in the first game for the Mavericks. Like, this could have been, like, of all the things you didn't need to happen, was that. It was, because he came out like a beast in that game, and he was fired up, and he was shouting and yelling, and you were like, oh, man, he's running hot. And then he goes down non-contact injury. He's going to miss several weeks now with a left abductor strain.
That man was about to have 40, 20, he about to have triple-double. And then one little step wrong. And that's why I always tell them, you can't get too high. And you can't get too low for games because when you're too high for a game, you start moving a little bit faster than your body wants you to move. And next thing you know, you get something like this, an abductor strain. And I had one of those before. I think so, but he's had this problem before though, so it's not like it's something new. And I think what's going to help him the most is we got All-Star break coming up. He can take some time off and play. I think he'll be back before. Right at the All-Star break because when you usually get that, you have a certain limp when you walk off the court. He just walked out the court like, I'm hurting, but I'm gonna go check this out. So
you don't think there's any chance that this is going to require surgery?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
okay. Because that's
so they were supposed to make the decision, I think, on that by today? Question mark? And I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, that's think about it. I don't care who your doctor is. Do you really want someone cutting around your boys down there? Want any surgery in that area?
No. No. I've had a vasectomy. It's not fun. It's not fun. Not anything we need to talk about in the context of the show, but I'm just saying. Just saying.
I will say this, though. It is not poetic at all because obviously he got hurt. But the irony, I'll say, is that
it's so thick.
He has one of the big games that Laker fans are used to seeing, and now Maverick fans are experiencing, damn, he injured already? I said, well, yeah, that's kind of how the Laker fans have been viewing him since he got there in, 2018, 2019? Yeah. So, yeah, this is how it kind of goes. A dynamic talent who can give you, if he's healthy, 30 and 20 almost any night.
Yeah.
But on most nights when he hits the floor, you're going to have to pray to the good Lord himself that he gets up and he's fully healthy. And what this also does is the Lakers and Mavs first meeting is February 25th.
Oh, yeah.
In L.A.
Yeah.
He's got to be back for that, right? He's got to be back for that. He's going to do anything he can to be back for that. That's what I was
waiting on, man. That's what I was waiting on. I'm like, because, with that trade not going through for the Lakers, who was going to stop AD on that team?
Nobody.
No one?
Well, that'll be Jared Vanderbilt's job.
Oh, okay.
Jackson Hayes or LeBron's.
Jackson. Probably. No, I don't think. All right. Well, you brought it up. We got to talk about it. The trade that fell through. This is about as awkward as it gets if you're Dalton Knecht. I'm sorry. He was moved to the Charlotte Hornets. They rescinded the trade for Mark Williams, quote, due to failure to satisfy a condition of the trade. Which basically means, I don't know, he was nursing something or he had an injury or something like that was lingering that the Lakers didn't like. They're just like, nope, That's it.
But Rob wasn't he playing though?
Yes. No, he had been out. I think.
But I thought he had been back and he had been playing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But it's sometimes
Williams' physical with the Lakers, quote, showed multiple issues, which led to the failed physical and the rescinded trade.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
I've said this. I said, been there, done that. I text Dalton and say, yo, man, that's a good omen. It happened to me. I got traded to Detroit. Sean Elliott failed his physical, went back to Houston. I said, fuck everybody. And I just went out and played like I was in college until Dream came to me and said, can you not shoot so much?
What did he respond? Or he respond back to you? What did he say?
He didn't respond back. He didn't respond back. He probably don't know who it is. So I text him and then I said,
Robert Horry.
He probably thinks it's a joke. I'm like, Rob Horry here, man. I'm like, he's like, oh shit. But yeah, because I text Rob Pelinka that, and then Rob said, can you please text Dalton for me? So I text Dalton. So, but yeah, that happened to me with Detroit, man.
I didn't even know that. We
were literally, me and Matt Bullock were getting ready to run on the court for warm-ups. We went through shoot around the next day. We had practice, did all that. We getting ready to run on the court, and they're like, whoa. Sean hasn't passed his physical yet. So and they said, what do you want to sit? Matt said, I'm gonna sit on the sideline. I said, man, I don't want to sit on the sideline because I sat in the owner's booth, and they show a picture of me like this up there. I was half drunk. Because I was like, think about it. You went from Houston, hot, warm city, to fucking slush, snow, Detroit. And they were, we were losing this stuff. It was so funny. My mom texted me. She's like, she called me. One of no texts back then. She called me like, baby, you all right? I'm like, wow, yeah, I'm fine. Why? Because I saw they showed a picture of you in the stands and you look miserable.
Mama, I play in Detroit, Mama.
I'm in Detroit,
Save
Mom.
Me. Save me, Mama. I play in Detroit.
Hey,
no.
So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
When that trade went down and it brought Mark Williams to LA, knowing that they needed a center, do you think the Lakers gave up too much giving up Dalton Knecht, and how do you feel now that the trade, I guess, has kind of been rescinded and Dalton Knecht is back?
Well, let me get Mark is a talent, and sometimes you have to take that chance and give it up because you gave up two guys that didn't get much playing time for you, even though Dalton Knecht is a guy who can shoot the lights out. But now you bring in Luka, you got Vando back, you got guys that are already the same size where you're going to get even less minutes. So I thought as far as minute-wise, it's been a good one because Jackson Hayes is a nice center, but he can't do it by himself. Now, the next guy is 6'6" center.
They even got Christian Wood underneath the center.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
But Christian Wood, I don't even think he's gonna be on the court this year. It's like it's like they needed to buy it because sometimes when you make trades and you give up a big body for a little body, and you got a team of little bodies. Because it reminded me, I said, oh shit. When we traded Otis Thorpe to Portland for Clyde, we got rid of a big / center. I'm looking around the locker room like, fucking Chucky Brown, 6'6". He can't play center. Carl Herrera hurt. Fucking Pete Chilcutt can't jump over a free throw line.
I was going to say, you're looking right in the mirror there, Bucko, is what you're doing.
I'm next man up. And that's how you look at this roster. They needed another big. And, even though they got Trey Johnson, he's 6'10", but he ain't no 6'10". I'm taller than his ass. And so you need another big body. So the Lakers going to have to you saw the meme where Dwight said, you got to stop calling me now. They might have to call Dwight up.
Oh, now you're starting to sound like Stephen A, man. Now you're starting to sound like Stephen A this morning.
Here's the thing. And my thing is they should have been called Dwight. Mm-hmm. You don't call him now. Mm-hmm. I would love to have Dwight, but you waited till a trade had to be rescinded. You knew. My thing is, you could have gotten Dwight and probably could have still had AD. AD was calling for a center, and so he can move to the 4.
You can't roll Dwight Howard out there in all seriousness.
Yeah,
you cannot. You cannot.
I might go with DeMarcus Cousins before I go with Dwight.
Yeah, Boogie's at least playing.
At least
playing in Mongolia, but he's playing.
He's playing. He's playing. He might not be playing effectively, but think about it. I'm like, just beat somebody up. You think about it.
Just throw some bows.
If you got some guy that's going to drive to the basket, who's going to knock you out? DeMarcus Cousins or Dwight Howard?
Both?
I think DeMarcus Cousins gonna knock you out for Dwight Howard.
I'm sorry, only one of them has won 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards.
Yeah, that was 40 years ago.
I was gonna say when.
But defensive player, but still though, nobody's just like, I'm talking about being like getting knocked on your ass, getting knocked out of the air. Dwight Howard is not known for knocking someone out of the air.
Nah, he's just known for knocking the ball out the air.
He ain't blocked a shot in 20 years, man.
I put it to you like this. Oh, there's another name that came up because he's not going to sign with the Pacers. Anthony Lynn. I don't know how much you know about Anthony Lynn. Used to play here in Atlanta.
I have no clue who that is.
Okay, he used to be a center here in Atlanta. Serviceable guy. That's a guy that he was initially supposed to sign with the Pacers. The report is he's not going to sign with the Pacers, so he's a free agent. And so that's somebody that the Lakers could also possibly look at to fill that center void, at least, kind of bolster that for the rest of the season until they get into the offseason. So just don't be surprised if that's a name that comes up.
When I put in Anthony Lynn, a football player comes up. Oh. He's 54 years old.
You said Anthony Lynn basketball, and Google's like, did you mean Jeremy Lin? Like, who are you looking for? All right, well, look, before we get off the Dalton Knecht thing, it's funny to me that Rob Pelinka asked you to text that to Dalton, because I would imagine if you're Dalton, this is probably a little bit of an awkward situation. Now, Rob, you said you've been there before.
Yeah.
How do you walk back in? All right, let me do this. Let me play Pat Bev real quick, because I got Pat Bev talking about this just after the whole thing fell through, and this just made me laugh because it kind of speaks to the whole awkwardness of it.
Trades don't go through. I gotta come back. I'm Dalton Knecht. I'm mad. Y'all don't want me here. What you mean? I'm coming. I gotta come back because it's not a motherfucker hurt. That ain't the original plan. How does he feel? I understand it's a business. That's a cold game walking back into that locker room. What's up, motherfuckers? Looking sideways at everybody. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe.
So he's just got this idea that it's going to be really awkward for Dalton Knecht to go back into that locker room. Do you think that?
No, it won't.
No?
No, it won't.
Okay.
Because first of all, the players didn't trade you, so you don't give a shit what the players. It's like management. And at the end of the day, it's a business. When you come into this league, you know it's a business when you first negotiate that contract and you want $30 million, they only give you 20 or 25 million, whatever it may be. Yeah. So you know it's a business. So you just be happy you're in a position to play basketball. And it happened to me. I came back. It made me mad, but it made me mad in the right way, where I'm like, okay, I got traded for not shooting the basketball. So I came back gunning that bitch, playing my game, doing what I'm supposed to do, like saying fuck everybody. Yeah. And I say I'm gonna play my game.
Looking around and going,
what's up, motherfuckers?
Just that's it. That's it.
That's what that goes to show you if you're a professional or not. And that's a true sign. If you can come back and know it's the nature of the beast and show your professionalism and do what you're supposed to do, that's gonna carry you a long way. Someone's gonna, it might be not today, tomorrow, someone's gonna remember that. And like, oh, he handled that the right way, and it might get you 2 or 3 more years.
And I think at the same time, I think it helps him long term because he is a rookie.
Yeah.
This is happening young in your career for obvious reasons. They needed a piece. You were a movable piece. It's not like you. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
And it is, and like I said, I'm always pro player, but I think you also have to realize a part of the industry that you're in, this is what comes with it. Like, you got to know that there's a potential of you getting traded. And if Luka can get traded after all the surprise that we've had over the last week and some change with his trades, and what all these other stars are talking about, Jimmy, we'll get to Jimmy in a minute, but the potential of KD and all, dog, you're a rookie.
Yeah.
It can definitely happen to you, especially as a Laker.
Snoop gave him a nickname, so now he's in. He's there, and he's locked in forever.
Nicknames can be rescinded.
No, that's it. No, he's locked there forever. The last piece of this I have to talk before we get to Jimmy. My favorite part of this whole story was the statements the Hornets had to put out after the deal went through. It was like the most awkward quote. "We are excited to welcome Mark back to our Hornets organization. After another team aggressively pursued Mark, we made the difficult decision to move him. We've always held great respect for Mark's talent, work ethic, and character. We're thrilled to see him rejoin our roster as a dynamic presence at the starting center position. His return strengthens our team, and we look forward to the impact he'll make on and off the court. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? That was written by a lawyer if I ever heard one, man.
Okay. Hey, be like, yo, it's nature of the beast. Trades happen. Sometimes trades don't. You lucky to be playing a sport making millions and millions of dollars to play a fucking sport.
Yes. I just love that, though, that the Hornets had to eat their own hat. It's just like, yeah, sorry. Well, we love Mark. We're so happy he's back.
What did the Lakers say when Dalton came back? Welcome back. Keep it moving.
I don't think they said shit. Lace him up. Get out there, young buck. What are you doing? All right, well, Harp, you mentioned it. Let's talk about Jimmy. This happened, what was it? God, it was Wednesday night, I think. Jimmy goes to Golden State. And I threw me because I didn't anticipate that as his landing spot because he'd blown that up, I think, earlier in the week. So he does go to Golden State. He has a big night. First night out, 25, 2-4 alongside Steph's 34. So it was cool to see the two of them playing off each other like that. The most awkward part of the Jimmy thing was the Pat Riley aspect. Apparently, Pat Riley cried during his meeting with Jimmy Butler in an attempt to get him to stay. Butler reportedly viewed him as, quote, unhinged, and it became even more convinced that he had to leave the Heat. That is weird.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
I don't think there was a recording of it. I think they had a man meeting, and Pat was trying to, from what I read, was trying to speak to him as a father and as a man and all this stuff, and he started to get all welled up and teared up, and Jimmy was like, the hell's this old white man doing? Get me out of here. What is he doing?
I need to hear Pat Riley say that he cried before I believe anybody.
Yeah, or somebody else that may have been in that area when I guess those two were having that conversation. Because it's hard for me to believe that.
Yeah, he must have been cutting an onion or something. He was crying. I don't believe that.
Well, Pat Riley's an old man now, so he's reflecting on things a little more. He's a little less hard ass. You know what I mean?
No, because Pat Riley is part of the mob and the mafia. They don't cry. He is anybody that got hair. Pat Riley, Rick Pitino, John Calipari, all of them.
This is the hair mob that you're going after now.
Yeah, this is like Scarface of the NBA or of basketball. All them three like that, yeah, they cutthroat. They don't cry. They deal you. Or you come up missing.
They come for you in their hair club for men jackets.
Yeah. Nah. Hey, you want out? Okay, we'll ship you out. You want out?
We'll send you somewhere real nice. Ricky, where are we going to send them? Where are we going to send them? We could send them up to Detroit with that Robert Horry asshole. Put him in the Motor City. See how he feels about playing in Miami after a few months. You know?
Let him go drink the water in Flint.
Oh, God, yeah. Go enjoy some of that. Let's see Kate Cunningham show you up a few games, and we can have a conversation about Miami. Jimmy and Golden State, what do we think?
No, you go ahead, Rob.
No, you go ahead.
I think it'll work because one thing I did hear Jimmy say after his first game, or it may have been before the game, he talked about the inside-outside type of game and how the dynamics of that game are the complete opposite. And it is true. You know, Jimmy is the type of guy where he's one of the few guys in the league that is not trying to shoot, that is not trying to be a consistent three-point shooter. A lot of his stuff comes mid-range. And I think what he also does is he adds a level of toughness to that team. Now, you got Draymond, but I think he does add another toughness, not only on the defensive end, but also brings another offensive weapon to that team. So I think he adds a level of leadership and another level of toughness to a team that, I think kind of needed it. I think outside of Steph, you don't really fear too many other people since Klay is gone. And I think you bring in another guy that can get his own shot and it can bring a certain level of toughness. If all his screws are tight, I think it's a pretty good fit.
Okay.
Yeah. I said that from jump. If he wants to win and try to compete for a championship, I thought his best fit was Golden State. Not
you
Phoenix.
did say that.
Yeah, so I'm happy that he's, sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees. And I think once get inside the organization, understand sometimes, you hear about things and then when you get inside, like, oh shit, this is really nice. That he's gonna understand that it's about winning games, it's about basketball there, and that, it's a good fit for him. Think about it. His fingers are empty. And if you want to win a championship, that's a great place to be when you play alongside a guy like Steph and a guy who can cause some havoc like Draymond. So I think he's realizing like this is my golden opportunity to get a ring.
It would be nice. It'd be nice if they are able to put something together around him. That'd be a cool story.
Yeah,
after all the bullshit that he went through in Miami and all the nonsense he caused to go on and have that happen.
But think about it now. Cool. If you're a mid-range free agent that can be a swing factor free agent. You look around the league. You say OKC, Celtics. Oh shit, Golden State. Even though it's probably the most expensive place to go, but to play basketball and win, I think that's where I want to go.
What is
because it won't be in New York, or they play too many damn minutes in New York.
Well, no, the whole starting lineup averages like 48 minutes a game. Yeah, I know. Where are they? I'm trying to look it up real quick. Where are they in the standings right now? Golden State.
I think
where are they at? Are they
at the bottom?
No, they're pretty far down. They're the 10 seed right now. They're 26 and 20 or 27 and 26. So they're about a 500 club.
Hey, but think about it. If you get that playing game and you get a young team like OKC and you the Golden State Warriors, OKC like, damn it.
Yeah.
Think about it, man.
Jimmy and Steph in a play-in?
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see. I mean, look, there's a little bit of a ways to go here. They've won a couple in a row. The road ahead for them, I mean, you're talking they're 27. They're 2 games out of 5th. You know what I mean? That's how tight the West is right now.
Yeah.
So that could swing real easy. Were you guys surprised, by the way, that last week that the whole conversation that I heard about everything kept revolving around Kevin Durant? Like, when did Phoenix get such a hard-on to move away from Kevin Durant? Because it seemed like everything was okay, and then it was like, then that report from, I think it was Ramona Shelburne came out and said that their locker room is toxic, and Durant got all pissed off and sideways about that. But it was like, all week long, every freaking thing that popped up was Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant. I was like, the hell did this come from?
I think for some odd reason, people, when Jimmy said, I want to go to Phoenix, they're like, oh, we're putting Jimmy in Phoenix. When a player says they want to go somewhere, we're going to put him there regardless. Because you think about it, every player that wanted to go somewhere kind of ends up there now. And so, Jimmy, so you can't trade you can't trade Bradley Beal.
Bradley, yeah, he won't move.
You won't trade Devin Booker.
You ain't gonna trade. So who's the next option? You got to go with the money. And so I think people just by the process of elimination said, oh, KD's out. I'm like, do you want KD or do you want Jimmy Butler? That people outside that's just like, I'm not giving up fucking KD for Jimmy Butler. Ain't no fucking way. I love Jimmy, but I just think KD is just a better player than Jimmy. Not much, but the separator. But think about it: 6'11", 6'7" for guys, shoot threes like that, play defense. So I think people, these people, professionals say, oh, Jimmy Butler says it. So what can we do? So I don't believe that at all.
I also think you got to look at where Phoenix is. I think Phoenix is in the 9th spot.
Yeah, they're down there. Yeah, no, they're the 11th seed right now.
They're 11th seed.
Yeah, they're a game behind the Warriors.
I think Phoenix brass kind of maybe have given up on this version of the Big Three because it's not gotten them anywhere. And I think they regret the fact that it's depleted. Like, they've depleted a lot of their roster to put this three together.
And it's not working.
And it ain't working. So I think to right whatever wrong, in their minds at least, we're going to have to get off this Kevin Durant express. And we're going to go ahead and kind of end this thing and kind of move on. Now, I'm not saying they would have been in a better situation, because I don't think in any way, shape, or form is Jimmy Butler ever better than Kevin Durant. No. But by, like you said, process of elimination, that you're not going to trade the other two.
Yeah.
He's the only one left that you could possibly still get enough for.
True. It's weird, though, because apparently Durant's not happy about it. This was from, I believe, Windhorst. Quote, he was not happy he was put into trade talks. I think it's unpredictable what will happen the next few months. because it's the nature of the sport. But right now, I think it's reasonable to forecast that Durant will be breaking up with the Suns this summer.
Kevin, can I say this? KD, because they talked to him about the Luka trade.
Yeah.
That's one of the first guys that they talked to in the locker room. And he talked about, one of the things he said, well, dang, you know, if this can happen to Luka, it can happen to anybody. Like the understanding of knowing as a vet, you're not Dalton Knecht. You have you have way more years in this thing than Dalton Knecht. And so for you to have an understanding that it can happen to anybody and then get mad when it can happen to you, I don't know what makes Kevin Durant happy. I really don't. He didn't want to go back to Golden State because he didn't want to do that again, which probably gives him his best opportunity to win. And so I'm trying to figure out, if you're KD, where you going to go now? Where do you want to go that you feel as though gives you the best shot to win? Because outside of Golden State, it ain't worked.
I don't know. That's a good question. I guess here's my question. It almost plays off of that. What does he want? What does he want? Does he want to win, or does he want to get paid?
I think he wants to win because he's gotten paid. I think he wants to win.
But okay. So to Harp's point, where do you go?
I think he makes so much money now, so it's going to be hard to send him somewhere. I think for the most part, he's just going to sit where he is, and just, you know what, whatever. I'm just going to play,
ride it out,
and let whatever happens happens. You know, I'm playing alongside one of the premier shooters in Booker. You know, okay, organization. You know, get us somebody that can fill in around us. You know, get rid of that. This heavy ass contract of Bradley Beal, get us some players and do something. But, you know, they're not going to win in the situation because they too top heavy with those big three.
How you going to do that? See, there's a problem with Bradley Beal.
I know, no trade.
No trade. How is that going to work?
Yeah. Hey, you just say, go to Bradley Beal and say, is there anywhere you want to go?
Right. But see, here's the other thing about that. And see, this is a domino effect. Now, wherever he wants to go, you got to get them to agree in a trade.
But me, I'm like, yo, let's keep this secret. All right. Don't tell nobody. A la Lakers, Dallas. Is there anywhere you like to go? And then I'm going to try to approach someone else, then approach them next and think that, oh, yeah, we're not first choice. You know, so they got to be sneaky about it. That's the only way it's going to happen.
You know, the only way that remains secret, you know why that Laker trade was secret. We know there are numerous factors of why that Laker trade was secret.
Why is that?
One, Nico Collins coveted Anthony Davis because he's known AD for quite some time, right? He's known AD for quite some time. They go way back. Two, obviously, and Nico and I think Rob Pelinka have some form of a relationship as well. Two,
from Kobe.
Yes. So there's all type of connections and all that when it comes to Nike, and because he used to work for Nike and all the other type of stuff. Also, I think he was looking at it from the standpoint of the Lakers were probably one of the premier, because he had the relationship with Rob and everybody like that. The Lakers are also one of the premier teams where I think if Luka was going to leave and go anywhere, if ever there was a chance, the Lakers would have been one of the teams he probably would have looked at. And one of the teams that would want another superstar and would bite at that. And it would give up the piece that Nico wanted in Anthony Davis. Hey, you want Luka? Let's work a deal underneath the table. Let's work this thing out. Matter of fact, Rob Pelinka even talked him off of putting in that second first-round pick, because originally the offer was both first-round picks. Rob said, "No, you only need one." Dang, talk about being hoodwinked. You could have got both first-round picks and Anthony Davis.
Meanwhile, he's wrapping AD's legs in like bubble wrap on the way over for the trade. Just like, don't break him in transit. Once he gets there.
Man.
It's so funny, though. I'm a strong believer in body language. And when you watch the interview with Nico, you can tell he's like, man, that Dave Chappelle skit is going to happen to me right now. Man, I fucked up. Because it's not the fact that he's getting a good, the player is the fact that the backlash that he gets from everybody around, because you're doing what your owner's telling you to do. So that's, like him, like, I fucked up. I'm like, they gonna hate me just because I had to do what the fucking boss told me to do.
They had to stop putting Mavericks fans on the Jumbotron, because every time they put them up on the Jumbotron, they're all saying, fire Nico.
Yeah,
they keep putting him up on the Jumbotron. People are like, fire Nico. And they're like, oh, nope, cut away.
And the thing about Nico, he can't come out and say, hey, I did what the owner said. Because then the owner be like, oh, you fired. I'm like, so
yeah, now you can take your shit and you go somewhere else now.
Yeah. So I would love to know if that was a Nico's choice or owner's choice.
Here's the thing. If it wasn't his choice, he's going to take the bullet for it.
Yeah.
Which is really unfortunate because you're going to torpedo your career.
Yeah.
Over a choice that an owner may have made in hopes of all that other conspiracy crap.
Yeah, but did he? But then though, think about this. He did that for the ownership. He didn't really torpedo his career. He fucking put a gold star. Now the ownership like, oh, that mug got our back. Fuck everything. And he's our boy to the day he wants to leave.
Yeah. Because now, because you can kind of just make him do whatever you want to do. He's not going to push back on stuff. Hey, we need to move this guy. Oh yeah, sure, no problem. Hey, let's get rid of him. Yeah. It's your marquee player. He's all over the Dallas airport. We got to take all his signs down. Oh, screw it. It's fine. No, it's good. We're putting jobs into the market. People to take down Luka stuff at the airport. That's all they're doing now. Taking down Luka stuff. Look, I want to pick. We're going to play, by the way, Where in the World is Robert Horry? Is today's game, because every time we talk to you, you seem to be in a different city or a different part of the world. But I do want to pick what?
Oh, I didn't know we was ever going to mention the Super Bowl at all.
Oh, we are. It's on here.
Okay.
We're going to get to it.
I want to make sure.
Before I get to Super Bowl, before I get to Big Shot of the Week, before we get to the game, I wanted to pick Harp's Hawks brain. We kind of started this before the game, or before the show, I should say. Trey gets the nod to replace Giannis in the All-Star game, so he gets the push-up.
His fourth appearance in the All-Star game.
Yeah. But now there's all these reports flying all around that his future with the Hawks is, quote, murky. Everybody's a little off on Trey's future in Atlanta. We saw the Hawks move DeAndre Hunter. We saw him move Bogey, a couple other pieces before the deadline. Didn't get a ton back. Terrence Mann. I think they already cut Bones Highland, if I'm not mistaken. So they didn't get a ton back for it. But obviously the Hawks are back in sort of, I don't know. Is it rebuild mode? What is it? It's just restructure. I don't know what the hell you call it. But where do you as the kind of the Hawks guy stand on the moves that were made and Trae Young's future?
Well, I've always thought for quite some time that Trey was not going to finish his career in a Hawks jersey unless management decided to make some moves that really let Trey know that, hey, they really trying to win. We're really trying to do something here, and they were trying to spend some money. I just don't think, I never foresaw him staying in a Hawks jersey. So when you look at, offloading Bogey, which his contract was always tradable. I saw it when he signed his extension. I said, I think it was 4 years, anywhere between like $13 and $15 million per. Oh, that's easy to move for a guy that's a shooter. Somebody will always take on that contract for a shooter. So they end up moving him to the Clippers. You end up moving DeAndre Hunter, who over the last couple of seasons between injuries and just not playing well overall, was hard to move that contract. Finally bring him off the bench. He's been scorching hot this season.
He has.
So he's been at the top of his game. So you trade him at his peak.
Right.
And so you trade him with Cleveland. You get back Karis LeVert. And so you
Rob
finally
doesn't
got
like this at all, by the way, shaking his head the whole time.
Well, it's one of them things where I think they got back Karis LeVert and some second round picks.
Something like that, yeah.
So you get those two contracts off the books. Clint Capella's still here. You never know what's going to happen in the offseason. I just don't foresee Trey staying because I think Trey has another season and an option year.
I think that's
so
right.
At 27 years old, still in his prime, I think this is just me and this is what I think. I think Trey has already made up his mind that when he can, I think he's going to. I don't think he's gonna pick up that option, and I think he's gonna want to test free agency. Or if the Hawks get an inkling that, hey, he's not gonna stay, let's see if they can trade him. Yeah. But other than that, I don't see Trey staying a Hawk for the rest of his career. You know how a lot of people talk about when Luka was traded. Oh, the Hawks won the trade. I said, no, they didn't. I said, what makes you think that? Luka's been to the finals. Y'all forgot, huh? It was just last year when he was in the finals.
That's right.
I said, yes, the Hawks have made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, but you can't say that Trey has won the trade just because he's still on the same team that drafted him. Really, he did. It's not the team that drafted him. He was traded. Both of them were traded for each other at the draft. So I don't care if Luka was traded. Luka's been to the finals. Luka doesn't have to have somebody get hurt consistently in order to replace somebody on the All-Star team.
Yeah.
Luka's been an All-Pro 5 times, All-NBA 5 times. So I love Trae Young. So all these people who want to talk about, Hawks want to trade. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. You were just looking for a reason to find a way to say that. It's not true. When you step back and you really evaluate this, no, they didn't. No. So I don't think Trae will be a Hawk. I don't think he'll finish his career in a Hawks jersey. I just don't.
Rob, you were shaking your head through Harp's whole little dissertation on Atlanta.
No, I was laughing because I think when a guy's coming into his own like Hunter, and then you get rid of him for Karis LeVert. Karis LeVert has been like a journeyman.
Yeah,
and it's to me, if I'm a teammate over there in Atlanta, I'm like, dude, y'all like being mediocre the rest of your fucking life because you keep getting rid of people that you should keep on the team. And you keep like, oh, we rebuilding. Motherfucker, we've been rebuilding for the last 20 years. How long is it going to take us to build this shit? Are we doing a bridge from California to fucking Hawaii? It's just taking too damn long. And to me, it's just like, it's certain pieces you keep. And Hunter's, I thought was, like you said, was playing really good at a high level. And all of a sudden now you're, let's turn the page on him. So that's why I was shaking my head.
Okay.
So here was the report. And I don't know if I believe it or not, and the Hawks somebody could have put this out to make it seem like the Hawks were trying to do something. But the report was, obviously we heard about the Brandon Ingram thing, about how the Hawks wanted Brandon Ingram.
That was the buzz for a minute.
Yeah.
The report also was that the Hawks were trying to bring KD to Atlanta.
I heard that too, but I literally blew past that so fast. I was like, that's never going to happen.
But that could have been put out there to make people think, and even Trey think, that the Hawks were trying. Well, hey, we're trying to get folks here, whether that's true or not.
Yeah, well, I can make some shit up too. Michael Jordan's coming out of retirement to take the floor with Trae Young.
That ain't helping nobody.
I know, but I mean, like, you just make shit up. I can all make shit up. It sounds like we're just making stuff up. I literally blew past that in 2 seconds when I saw it. I was like,
yeah. So I think we in Atlanta, the thing that we have to look forward to is eventually saying, now I could be completely, anything can change, but as of right now, prepare yourself to say goodbye to Trae Young in another season or so.
Well, the Hawks got big problems because you got to find something to build around.
But they are 3-0 since the deadline.
Oh, well, there's that.
Take whatever you want from that.
Okay. Congratulations to Robert Horry, who remains part of the last three-peat in American sports history.
Yep.
As the Lakers will still hold that title after the Chiefs got dismantled by the Eagles in the Super Bowl. So Rob's Lakers, I'm calling them, not Kobe and Shaq's Lakers. They were Rob's Lakers.
I appreciate that.
Still hold the three-peat. Still the last team in American sports to do it. What did you guys think of this? Did you watch the Super Bowl? Obviously, everybody watched it, but man, I got to give credit to the Eagles' front four because that front four dismantled the Chiefs. Here's what blew my mind, and I read it on Monday, and I had a hard time believing it. The Eagles didn't blitz once. They didn't send a single blitz in that game, and that front four sacked him 6 times.
They don't blitz off. They didn't blitz often all season.
They didn't send one blitz the whole game, and I mean, like the way you watch that front four just push that line around, I was like, they've got to be sending an extra guy here somewhere. Nope, not once. No, just the front four dominated.
Yeah. They were just pushing them back. It's like if their front four was bigger, faster, stronger, and they were like, Mahomes was like, damn, my pocket's collapsing.
Oh my God.
Shit.
Every time he turned around. Yeah.
And when he tried to scramble, let's bring it back whole.
They made Pat Mahomes uncomfortable, whether it was a sack or on the next play, because he was afraid of getting sacked, making it seem like there was somebody there when there wasn't, and he ended up running into something. So they did a good job really containing him. don't let the 40-22 score fool you, because at one point in time this was 34-0.
Yeah, it wasn't even that close. It was 40-6, I think, going into the fourth quarter. I was like,
yeah. They did, and you know, I give kudos to the defense, but I'm gonna tip my hat to Jalen Hurts, because this was also his game as well. Yeah. The Chiefs came into this game knowing they had to stop Saquon Barkley, and for the most part, they really did. But what they did is they wanted to make Jalen Hurts beat him with his arm, and he did.
Yeah,
he did.
He threw a few bombs, man.
Arm and legs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was ironic.
Yeah.
Because in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, when the Chiefs beat them 38-35, Jalen Hurts threw the ball well. Now, he had a couple of turnovers, but he threw the football well.
Key. Yeah.
And he didn't have it. Well, he threw one pick in this game that didn't hurt him. He protected the football, made the right plays. He used his legs. He said, okay, when they don't stop Saquon, they forget about my legs. And he led his football team. And he did it with such composure. You don't see Jalen Hurts get too high. You don't see him get too low. He is always even keel.
Hey, not even in the interviews. Yeah. You know, we did this, we did that. He won a Super Bowl, dude. Show a little emotion. Yeah, I'm still processing it.
It'll hit him the next day. Yeah, no. It'll hit him the next day when he's half drunk on a parade float in Disney World. And he'll be like, what's going on? Oh shit, we won! Like it'll.
Well, they interviewed him at Disney World, and they said, and he still had the same composure.
Man, God bless.
Yeah,
sure. But I mean, like the journey. You're right, though. The journey that Jalen Hurts has been through, man, from the benching in the national championship game to the injury to losing the Super Bowl, the whole road for him. It was a good moment for him. I thought it was good. It was cool.
Yeah. But how crazy is this though? That was the first touchdown by an Alabama player.
In the Super Bowl?
In the Super Bowl?
In the Super Bowl ever.
That can't be right.
Because you can't count Jalen Hurts, because his last time as an Alabama player was Oklahoma. So he technically was drafted out of University of Oklahoma or Oklahoma University. Whatever.
Yeah, but that almost doesn't seem possible.
That's what I said. I researched that.
Because Devonta Smith caught a damn touchdown too.
But that's the only one. Because he left the University of Alabama. He was, when you get drafted, it's your last university that you play for, which it goes on your resume.
Okay,
so
got it.
That was the first and only one.
The thing that's crazy. You know the other thing about Devonta Smith? I think he lost the state championship game in that building, and then turns around and wins a Super Bowl in that same building.
Yeah,
it's not a bad redemption arc.
No. But I gotta, people want to talk about the Chiefs and this, that, and the third. Yeah, I do remember that the Chiefs have lost Super Bowl before, and after they lost that first one to the Bucks. They turned around and won two more. So Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs ain't going nowhere.
Oh, no.
Big Red, Andy Reid.
The Eagles aren't either.
They aren't. But what I'm saying is just for the AFC.
Yeah.
For the AFC side, they're not going anywhere. Obviously, the Bills and the Ravens are there, but for some reason, they can't seem to get over the hump.
I was going to say, they cannot get through them.
You know what's weird, though? But, sometimes when you find a recipe, it kind of starts filtering around. I heard, because I don't remember who said it, but they was like, yeah, we found a formula that to beat Pat Mahomes, you have the good front four, and you don't blitz him because he's too good to find, and so they said that's what we've heard, and that's what we've seen on film. And so will this get around the league? And now it's only if you got a good front four, let's say like even Cleveland, they got a good front four. If, will you just do that and set those linebackers and DBs and sit in the pocket and say, okay, we're going to shout at you and do it. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes from there.
Well, Rod, that's the wrong team to bring up since Myles Garrett was requested for a trade.
Yeah,
I know, but I'm just saying, though, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. When you got one of the best defensive players ever played this game, he ain't going nowhere.
The hell you talking about? Where's
people got to remember. People got to remember. Pat Mahomes is everything that he's accomplished, and he's only 29. So this team, the Chiefs team will be okay, and this Eagles team will be okay because Jalen Hurts is 26.
Yeah,
which is crazy to still think that he's only.
Yeah, Devonta Smith's young, and Saquon's young, and AJ Brown is young, and they've all got weapons.
And the defense is young too.
Yeah,
the defense is front four. Yeah.
Got a lot of Georgia Bulldogs on that squad.
The whole damn team.
Yeah, they were like, "Congrats to the Dogs," and it was like a roster photo. It was like, All right, let's do quickly Big Shot of the Week. Then we're going to play Where in the World is Robert Horry? Big Shot of the Week.
Let me ask y'all this.
What's that?
One more thing.
Oh,
what y'all think about the halftime show with Kendrick?
I'm going to plead a white guy. And just say I'm not that familiar with his catalog, so I don't know a ton of Kendrick songs. I knew Not Like Us when it came on, and I was like, all right, there you go. I got that one. I mean, look, I think he did a great job. Showmanship-wise, he was all over the place, and he was having fun, and the choreography and the dancers he had up there with him were great. It all moved real well, and it was easy to watch, but I'm not like – I think there's a lot of people in the country that don't know a lot of Kendrick stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Rob, I know that West Coast was on fire.
Oh,
boy.
dude. What you did? Hey, every time you turn on the radio, that's all you hear. Oh, Kendrick, this is Kendrick. So they was loving it. Yeah. You know, I think I like Samuel Jackson the best because that just made it a little bit better. But yeah, it was. I enjoyed it. You know, and the thing about it is when you got a bunch of people in your house and everybody's singing the song. Me and Candace was having a discussion. I was like, I always like it when I could just turn it up and I can hear it and people they not like it. I'm like, damn, you ain't Kendrick. Let Kendrick. Let me hear Kendrick. I don't want to hear your ass.
You're not there. Yeah, I can hear you karaoke at any time.
I enjoyed it, but I was. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I still wish him and Lil Wayne could have did something together. You know, something. So you know, I love me some Weezy. So I wish they could have did something together.
Well, I'm a huge Kendrick Lamar fan, so that was one of the things I probably look forward to that more than the game. I was out and about, at the Battery here in Atlanta where the Braves Stadium is over here at Sport and Social. It was crazy, crazy. I mean, full of Eagles fans, few Chiefs fans sprinkled every now and then, but halftime was crazy, and it was a hell of a sight to see. Also, the numbers came out for viewership. The highest watch Super Bowl halftime performance to date with 133.5 million people in the United States.
That's crazy.
Watching it. Yep.
That's a number. Yeah, that's a number. All right, let's quickly do Big Shot. We'll play our game. Big Shot of the Week is going to go to an unnamed Army medic, and here's why. He made a father's year with a simple act of kindness. Dr. J. Max Slaughter, excuse me, who's 41 years old. He's an emergency room physician, was enjoying breakfast with his wife and his 3 kids. He had his scrubs on so the dude could see that he was a doctor. This was in Fort Worth, Texas. And dude goes to pay his bill, and he goes, somebody already took care of it for you. It was only $85, wasn't crazy. But the bill had been settled, and the guy wrote the note, said, thank you for being a great dad. From a dad to a dad. Thank you for being the dad that needs to be there regardless of who's watching. From a retired Army medic. And I just thought that, I love that pay it forward thing where it's like, man, dude could see. He's a doctor. He's in his scrubs. He's probably been busting his ass somewhere all day, all night, and is still making time to have breakfast with his kids. And dude just paid his bill. And I thought that deserved Big Shot of the Week because I love when that stuff happens.
I do too, because it's the little things that mean so much. You don't know what kind of day that guy was having. That means a lot. No matter what the number is on the bill, when someone, you feel appreciated. Yeah. Bottom line, you feel appreciated.
And that's just it. It could have been a $10 bill. It could have been a $10,000. It didn't matter. Dude just felt seen. Felt appreciated. So, all right, well, let's find out where he is.
Where in the world is
Robert Horry?
Let's find out where he is. All right, so I have a geography question for you. If you get it, great. If not, the other person can steal. And we'll find out where in the world is Robert Horry. All right, we're going to start with you, Rob. Known as the Lost City and a remarkable symbol of the Inca civilization, Machu Picchu is undoubtedly the most important historic landmark in South America. What country is Machu Picchu in?
I have no clue.
You have no idea.
South America.
It is in South America, but what country?
I don't know. Peru?
It's one of the new 7 wonders of the world, and the point goes to Robert Horry, who just pulled Peru out of his ass. Good job.
My goodness. He just threw that up and said somebody down there.
That was from the logo, just to throw that one up. All right, Harper. Mount Fuji is the highest mountain in this country, and despite its beauty, it's actually an active stratovolcano. What country is Mount Fuji in? Japan. Very good. Nicely done. Very good. Yeah, it's an active volcano just outside of freaking Japan. All right, Rob. while it may be a religious symbol, you don't have to be a believer to find the colossal Christ the Redeemer landmark statue awe-inspiring. It's perched atop the Mount Corcovado in what city?
It's in Brazil.
You know Christ the Redeemer, right? The big guy?
It's in Brazil.
It's in Brazil.
Oh, crap. What's the name of that
You said the city?
Yeah, I was looking for the city.
I can't think of the fucking city. I can't think of this freaking city.
You should know it. You got the country right.
I know. Is it?
There ain't that many cities. Well, I guess there probably are plenty of cities, but there ain't a lot of famous cities in Brazil.
They had the Olympics there. I can't think of the fucking city.
Why can't you come up with this? Look at Harper. She's loving it.
I can't think of the fucking name of the city. I can't even think of it. Hold on. I can't.
Harper?
Rio. De Janeiro.
I couldn't even think of the name of the damn, because when I went to go see it, it was so foggy today they shut it down. So I'm like, fuck.
That's one of the places I really want to go. I want to visit Rio.
Yeah, and that is one of the cooler. Like, I love the whole monuments and statues thing, and that's one of the that's one of the cooler ones out there, man.
I couldn't think. I knew exactly what you talking about. I just couldn't think of it.
Harper. There's a Polynesian island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Technically, it belongs to Chile, but it lies about 3,700 kilometers to the east. This tiny island is covered with giant stone heads known as the Moai. You've seen them everywhere. What is the name of the island? You know what I'm talking about, right? The Moai, the giant stone heads.
Yeah, you said it belongs to who?
It belongs to Chile, technically, but it's out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. What's the name of the island with all the giant stone heads on it?
Dang. I know the stone heads that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I just can't remember the.
Okay, Robert Horry.
Oh, yeah. Rio. No, it's not Rio. Shut up.
No, it's definitely not Rio. I don't know. I can't remember.
Rob?
Is it the Galapagos?
No, it's not the Galapagos Islands. No, unfortunately not. Easter Island.
Oh, yeah, Easter Island. They shoot a lot of movies there.
Yeah. Where all the that's another. I mean, all of these, by the way, on this list are bucket list items for me. I would love to go check that out, just because it's super weird and it doesn't make a lot of sense. All right, to Rob. Carved in a mountain alongside the Black Hills National Forest are the four faces of influential American presidents George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. Mount Rushmore is located in what U.S. state?
Vermont?
Holy shit! You're not even close. You're all up the West Coast. You're with the ski people in Vermont, dude. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Harper, where is?
I know it, but it's
Mount
one of
Rushmore.
two of these. I'm going back and forth.
Uh-oh.
It is in, because if it ain't in the one I'm finna say, it's in the other one.
Okay.
It's in North Dakota. Or it's in South Dakota.
It's South, yeah. It's South Dakota.
Dang it. I knew it was one of them. It was one of them.
Fucking suck.
I had narrowed it to, I knew it was one of them.
I gave you one in America, for Christ's sake. All right. Harper. Arguably the most recognizable landmark in Europe. A hugely important historic site in the Western world, the Acropolis and the Parthenon are two awe-inspiring sights visible from almost anywhere in what city?
That's some bullshit there, Mulatto.
Give me the landmarks again.
The Acropolis.
Okay.
And the Parthenon.
Can I have this one?
They are.
Is this Athens?
There you go. Athens.
That's an easy one.
Job. That was easy.
I've been there.
Been there? Oh, see, that's another one for me. That's a hardcore bucket list. All right, Rob, let's see if you can get the last one. Surrounded by myth and mystery, Stonehenge is an ancient wonder still enchanting visitors today. It dates back about 5,000 years. The iconic stone circle is the most famous landmark in what country? Where is
Ireland.
Stonehenge?
Ireland,
he says.
Ireland.
And he's incorrect. No. Harper. Stonehenge. Where is it?
Scotland.
You guys are just gonna like pick around the edge, aren't you? No. Rob?
New Zealand.
Holy
don't
shit!
know.
You went to you went to Vermont again. What are you doing? Oh no!
You said this is a European city.
Yeah, you guys were like a country. You guessed Ireland. You guessed Scotland. One other nation that sort of makes up the thing out there.
The UK?
Hey, yeah, guys. Well, England.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
England.
I'll
Okay.
give you that. Though. We're close enough. All right.
It's in England?
It is in England. It's actually it's like 80 miles outside of London, which I didn't
Is
even
it?
realize. Yeah, it's like it's
Damn.
it's
Why did I
accessible.
think it was like in the middle of some field in Scotland, and if you go to the edge, you can see the Loch Ness monster right there.
Now you're just making up stuff, Jew. Oh my god, what the hell is going on in here, man?
What's up, motherfuckers?
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing apparently.